Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So today I thought I'll do another quick video on the subject matter, because why not? Of course, it's in regards of talking about movies, obviously, because that's what I do with this video series. And just since I've done quite a few of these as of late, I might as well do another one while I'm at it. And as I mentioned multiple times before in this video series, where I talk about the fact that even if you found a way to get your foot into the door when it comes to filmmaking, this industry can be rather unforgiving. Because even if you have a film in mind, that doesn't necessarily mean your movie would be made. Yes, which means something could get in the way. Unfortunately, which has happened quite often. And maybe there could be something that could prevent it from being made. You have to consider that too. Because even if your film gets made, it doesn't stop it from being from maybe some of the higher ups from pulling the plug, which again has happened before. And it's going to happen in live action, animation, or what have you, regardless of genre. It could be action, it could be adventure, it could be whatever. It doesn't matter. Even if you have some well-known people attached to the project, something could get destroyed, unfortunately. And again, which has happened, like I just said a moment ago. Anyway, so yes, of course, this is my way of attempting to dig into, yep, this again, some stuff like this. Because why not? It could be a pretty crazy thing to talk about when you think about it. Oh, yeah. So, yes, Barbie and the Lost City of Gold. So, yeah, like this adventure type thing. Yeah, there was actually a jungle themed Barbie doll release, of course, folks. And the whole jungle thing was actually used for Barbie as the island princess, which the jungle theme setting we used again in another animated film, Barbie and Chelsea, the lost birthday day. So yeah, a birthday party kind of a thing going on. Anyway, as for this one, so I just thought I'd discuss this for a brief moment, I guess. But yeah, this was something that was actually pitched at the time. And yes, this was going to be something that they were really wanted to do. And yes, it is true that there were plenty of rumors about such a film. And it did seem that, funny enough, that the project itself faced its own adventures and ended up being lost in the jungle, so to speak, in the dilemma challenges for this feature. So, of course, it was going to have something to do with the jungle and all that. In some ways, I guess, in some shape or form, as Barbie would do her thing, obviously. And the plot was said to involve Barbie, of course, on a quest, well, as you might expect. And this quest, the idea here, it was meant for her to discover this hidden ancient city, as you might expect. And anyway, however, there would be some crazy stuff along the way. So that was definitely going to be a thing in terms of the overall story. And it was just jungle, and this, of course, snakes and other animals you might come across. And yes, it's going to be a quite a ride for this character as she would face these challenges, of course. It does kind of put me in the mind of Indiana Jones. Yeah, the one character from those movies. Which, yes, I mean as a compliment, of course. But yeah, City of Gold. The lost city of made from gold? Oh, okay. You mean like an entire place? Like with a castle and all that? Like a village? Kind of a thing? I guess. So there's gonna be like an entire people, entire civilization that will be living here, or maybe would have lived. Like everybody's died or something. I'm not exactly too clear on this really. So maybe the civilization could be still around and just not connected to the modern world like at all. Which seems could be a possibility maybe. It does remind me of an animated movie Yeah, the road to El Dorado. You mean something like that? So, okay. Doesn't seem much of a stretch, really, when you think about it, but okay. Pretty underrated movie, you ask me. Not a whole lot of people are talking about it, sadly. So, okay. Seems like a rather wide ride for a direct-to-video feature. So, yeah, that's what this was going to be, a direct-to-video feature, which seems rather imaginative. Yes, I guess that could be a way to say it, I suppose. And the release date isn't exactly too clear either, really. But it was going to be released around the time of some point in 2016. Yeah, the film was going to be released in 2016 at some point, when you think about it. It was rather ambitious. Yeah, I guess that's the better word. It sounds rather ambitious in terms of the plot. So, yeah, there you go. It's just that, unfortunately, what caused this to be pretty much stopped, just canceled, outright canceled, was that this project faced just delay. Wait, it was delayed too many times. You do have to keep in mind that this is first and foremost a business. That's something you have to keep in mind, folks. It's first and foremost a business. You can't just have too many delays and then delays and then delays over and over again when you think about it. And that's the case here. So unfortunately, it looks like that's what got in the way when you think about it. So as a result, this project eventually faded away. So there you go. That's pretty much what got in the way, folks. On May 3rd, 2016, had the show Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures premiere on that date on Netflix, by the way. So yes, this was around the same time where I guess Montel was switching up with partners, and more on that in just a minute. But I'm guessing that this movie would have maybe had some kind of connection to a TV series in some kind of way. But like I was saying, that yeah, the thing is that Montel used to team up with Nickelodeon Jr., where they premiered a lot of their original Barbie animated movies from way back when. But when they teamed up with Netflix, they stopped producing a different line of Barbie animated movies and TV shows, so on and so forth. So, yeah, maybe that had something to do with it. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, so it's just unfortunate that this was eventually canceled. Just ultimately, just goes to show you, even if you had a good idea, good vision, that doesn't necessarily mean that your product would have been made. I'm not saying it can't, it just would be incredibly difficult to do so. And just ultimately, maybe this could have actually been a pretty crazy idea when you think about it. And maybe it would have. It's just unfortunately just never past the a certain point of production ultimately. But this probably would have been a crazy adventure by the sounds of it when you think about it. But such is reality. Reality can be such cruel when you think at the end of the day. So as a result, it just leaves me what could have been if this was actually done at the end of the day, but it just wasn't. So there you go, I guess. If I had to take a swing at this, judging from the TV show, it would have involved her friends, maybe partaking in some kind of adventure of some kind in this, along with her family or relatives in some kind of fashion. And yes, of course, the whole idea of technology being involved somehow. And I'm getting this from the fact that in the TV show, she does this whole blog thing, of course. And just so you know, I'm not confirming that. I'm not saying that that would have happened in the movie. It's just me speculating. That's all I'm saying. Just taking a good, educated guess at best, and that's it. Just rather vague when you think about it. Yeah, but there, in terms of story, there's not a whole lot can go on really. I'm not too sure to what extent what or who would have appeared and what would have happened and whatnot. So There was that, I suppose. So anyway, let me just wrap things up here, folks. So I do appreciate people for watching these types of videos because I do like digging up these kinds of stuff. Of course, that's that's partly why I would do this. Of course, when you think about it, because of the fact that there's lots of things to talk about when it comes to lost media. When you think about it, because films. Oh yeah, and there's actually a video game called Barbie Explorer for the PS1. Yeah, that exists. So okay, that's probably as far as we got when it comes to this kind of idea, really. So yes, I like to talk about movies that were never made but were planned, but just were canceled and whatnot. But anyway, folks, like I said, let me just stop it there because there's not a whole lot I can go on, at least in terms of story, really. It's just unfortunate that this just kept getting delay after delay after delay over and over again, unfortunately. But it happens, sadly, it happens. This is quite common, sadly. Anyway, so of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh, yeah, later.